Frank's looking at the Utah and Washington State defensive secondary against an elite wide receiver room at USC.
Great question, Frank. And I think the starting point for this particular question, it begins with USC's offensive line and what we talked about at the beginning of the show here in the Voice of College Football in terms of how good Justin Dedich and Cortland Ford are, assuming that they're able to play. Can they be really close to 100%? And if they are, well, then you're going to get elite pass protection because, they're both outstanding offensive linemen. And so if you can get great protection, that obviously means you can throw farther down the field. But if Dedich and Ford are not particularly close to 100%, I think that's going to affect Lincoln Riley's line of attack. And it's going to mean that you're going to see more short and intermediate stuff. You might invite Washington State to blitz, and then you throw some screens or you throw some misdirection passes, and you work the short and intermediate areas. And then maybe you look for a shot over the top later on in the game. But if Ford and Dedich are both able to play and are able to be at a high level, if they're able to perform up to their own expected standards, then you could see more deep shots against the defense. But the other thing to reinforce, Jordan Lee, the strong safety, Lincoln Riley, I think, is going to try to attack away from him. If they can get him to one side of the field, they'll go to the opposite side. So maybe, one could reasonably expect Jordan Lee in the back line of Washington State's defense at strong safety. You would imagine he's probably going to help over the top on Jordan Addison. So that means this could be more of a Mario Williams game, less of a Jordan Addison game. You could also see Brendan Rice, Taj Washington get into the action. So those are some of the tension points in terms of how USC's receivers go up against the Washington State secondary.